All right, while you're continuing to work on that, I'm going to talk through the methods to do it by hand. And again, notice I left a space for the x squareds, even though they were left out here. I wrote it as 0x squared. And now I'm going to go through the process of long division. So I take my first term, I figure out what do I multiply x squared by to equal the first term of what I'm dividing into. And the answer is a 2x squared. And I'm going to distribute that 2x squared to all the terms outside. So I get 2x to the fourth plus 4x cubed, and then minus 2x squared. Change the sign of all my terms. And then combine down my columns. The x to the fourth cancel. I'm left with a negative 3x cubed plus 2x squared plus x minus 1. Drop down my remaining terms. And I continue with this process. So x squared times what's going to give me a negative 3x cubed? The answer is negative 3x. Distribute that through. Get negative 3x cubed minus 6x squared. And then I plus 3x. Change my sign, so it becomes a plus, becomes a plus, becomes a minus. Combine down my columns. The x cubes cancel. I get 8x squared minus a 2x minus 1. And then one last time, x squared times what gives me 8x squared plus 8. Distribute the 8 through, get 8x squared plus 16x minus 8. Combine or change my signs, so it becomes a negative, and a positive. Combine down my columns. I get the x squareds to cancel. I get a negative 18x, and I get a plus 7. So there's my remainder. And so when I write my answer, I'm going to write it as 2x squared minus 3x plus 8. And in my remainder is negative 18x plus 7. And in my denominator here is what I originally divided by, which was x squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to use my calculator here to confirm this and also to show the methods that you can use for that. Okay, F2, the algebra tab, select expand. I'm going to enter my expressions. So 2x to the fourth plus x cubed plus x minus 1. And I'm going to divide that all by the expression x squared plus 2x minus 1. Close it off and hit enter. Again, I'm going to disregard my fractions for right now. I see that there's an arrowhead pointing to the right, so I'm going to go look and confirm that yes, 2x squared minus 3x plus 8 is the correct expression to write in that first part. So I'm going to delete my entry line, highlight my answer, and hit enter so it pulls it into that display. And I'm going to delete this entire part that I wrote right here. Okay, so I'm going to delete all of that. Now when I hit enter, it should simplify the resulting fraction for me. And I see here that it does. Now, notice that the form I have is plus. Okay, so you do have to distribute this negative through. So it becomes a negative 18x minus a minus becomes a plus 7. So you would have to manually do that part of it. The denominator is x squared plus 2x minus 1. Okay, if for some reason this still gave me two fractions, I'd simply take that and multiply by the entire denominator, x squared plus 2x minus 1. Hit enter, and that would be what I'd write in my numerator. The denominator, I'd simply copy down what I originally divided by.